What if I told you that you could plant something once, just once, and have it feeding your family for the next 20, 30, even 50 years? Because I'm about to prove it with 12 perennial plants that literally grow back every single year without you lifting a finger to replant them. No seed packets every spring. No starting over, no wasted money. Just one smart decision that pays you back in food, medicine, and abundance for generations. Stay with me, because number 9 on this list is a plant that costs $18 a pound at specialty stores, and it spreads like wildfire in your backyard. And that bonus tip at the end, complete game changer. It's the one thing that separates gardens that thrive for decades from gardens that struggle every single year. Before we dive in, if you're serious about growing your own food without spending a fortune every season, hit that subscribe button right now. Every single day I drop a new video packed with practical, honest tips that help real home gardeners like you save money, eat better, and feel genuinely proud of what they're growing. This channel is built for you. All right, let's get into it. Plant number 1, asparagus. Let's start with the gold standard of perennial vegetables, asparagus. Most gardeners avoid it because they've heard it takes 3 years to produce. Here's the truth. That wait is the best investment you will ever make in your garden. Here's what most people don't know. A single well-established asparagus bed will produce for 25 to 30 years with almost zero effort on your part. My grandfather planted his bed in 1971. It's still producing today. Plant asparagus crowns, not seeds, in a trench about 8 inches deep and 12 inches wide. Space crowns 18 inches apart, cover with 2 inches of soil, and backfill gradually as they grow. They love well-drained, slightly alkaline soil with plenty of compost worked in. Jersey Knight and Jersey Supreme are the varieties I trust most. They're disease-resistant, prolific, and cold-hardy. At $4 to $6 per pound at the grocery store, a 20-foot row producing 5 to 7 pounds every spring saves you close to $150 a year. Do that math over 25 years. You're looking at nearly $4,000 in food from one planting. Here's my favorite tip. In year 2, resist harvesting more than 25% of the spears. Let the ferns grow tall and build root energy. That patience doubles your production starting in year 3, and you'll thank yourself every spring for the rest of your life. Now here's where things get interesting, because the next plant is something almost nobody thinks of as a perennial, and it produces non-stop for years. Plant number 2, rhubarb. Rhubarb is the most underrated plant in the perennial garden. Plant it once, ignore it completely, and watch it come back bigger and more productive every single year. Here's what most people don't know. Rhubarb is one of the most cold-hardy food plants that exists. It thrives in climates where most vegetables won't survive the winter. The crowns go dormant, sit under the frost, and come roaring back in early spring, often as the very first edible thing you can harvest all year. Plant rhubarb crowns in full sun with deeply amended soil. It's a heavy feeder and loves rich, well-draining ground. Space plants 3 to 4 feet apart because these grow into impressive, bushy plants. Victoria and Canada Red are my top picks for flavor. Never harvest in the first year. From year 2 onward, harvest stalks until midsummer, then let the plant rebuild. Rhubarb sells for $3 to $5 per pound. An established plant produces 3 to 6 pounds per season. That's up to $30 worth of fruit from a plant that costs you about $4 to start. Bonus: remove any flower stalks the moment you see them. Once rhubarb goes to seed, the plant shifts energy away from stalk production. Keep it vegetative and it stays productive for 20 years or more. From humble beginnings, we're moving into something a little more exciting. Plant number 3, Egyptian walking onion. If you've never heard of the Egyptian walking onion, you're about to have a gardening breakthrough. This is the plant that replaced my entire onion supply, and I've never bought onions since. Here's what most people don't know. This onion actually walks across your garden. It grows small bulblets on top of its stalks. The stalks bend under their weight, the bulblets touch the ground, and new plants root themselves, spreading slowly in whichever direction you let them. Plant the bulblets 4 to 6 inches apart in well-drained soil in full sun. They're extraordinarily hardy, surviving temperatures down to 40 degrees Fahrenheit in some cases. You can harvest at 3 stages: the greens like scallions, the small top bulblets as pearl onions, and the underground bulbs as regular onions. You get 3 vegetables from one plant. Gourmet pearl onions retail at $5 to $8 per pound. Growing a self-replicating patch of Egyptian walking onions essentially gives you a lifetime supply. Here's my favorite tip: plant them along the edge of a raised bed and simply guide their walking direction. In 3 years, you'll have a dense, self-sustaining perimeter hedge of onions that requires zero intervention. Now we're moving into surprising territory. This next plant is one most people rip out of their yard without realizing what they're destroying. Plant number 4, Lovage. Stop throwing this plant away. Lovage looks like an aggressive weed to most people, but it's one of the most useful perennial herbs you can possibly grow, and once established, nothing stops it. Here's what most people don't know: every single part of lovage is edible. The leaves taste intensely of celery, but stronger, richer, more complex. The stems can be cooked like vegetables. The seeds work as a spice. The roots are medicinal. You plant one lovage, and you essentially have a celery factory that returns every year without effort. Lovage grows 4 to 6 feet tall, so place it at the back of your bed. It tolerates partial shade, which makes it one of the few productive food plants for shadier gardens. Plant in rich, moist soil and water well in the first year. After that, it's completely self-sufficient. Fresh celery hearts retail at $2 to $4 each. Lovage replaces that purchase entirely, while also providing herbal medicine benefits that include digestive support and anti-inflammatory properties valued for centuries. Bosis. Harvest lovage hard in midsummer to trigger a second flush of tender, mild-flavored new growth. That second harvest is sweeter and more versatile in the kitchen than the first. Here's where things really start getting wild. The next plant on this list is something people pay $18 a pound for, and most of you have the perfect growing conditions already. Plant number 5, Turkish, Bunias orientalis. Turkish rocket sounds exotic and the flavor is extraordinary. But this perennial brassica is tougher than almost anything else you can grow. Cold, drought, neglect, it laughs at all of it. Here's what most people don't know. Turkish rocket produces edible shoots, leaves, and flower buds from very early spring, sometimes while there's still frost on the ground. It's harvested like broccoli rabe with a nutty, slightly spicy flavor that chefs absolutely love. It's increasingly appearing on restaurant menus and specialty market shelves at premium prices. Grow Turkish rocket from seed or divisions in any average to poor soil. It actually prefers less fertility than most vegetables. Scatter seeds in fall for spring germination or transplant in early spring. Space plants 18 to 24 inches apart. Once established, they're essentially immortal, at $15 to $18 per pound at specialty stores and farmers markets. Even a small patch of 6 plants producing over several months translates to significant savings and potential selling opportunities. Here's my favorite tip: harvest the flower buds just before they open. This is when flavor is most intense and texture is perfect. Let a few flowers go to seed each year and it will self-sow gently, gradually building your patch. And speaking of things that build and spread, wait until you see what's coming next. The remaining plants are where this list gets truly extraordinary. Plant 6, Good King Henry, Chenopodium bonus henricus. This plant was a staple of European cottage gardens for 400 years, and then we completely forgot about it. That's our loss and your opportunity. Here's what most people don't know. Good King Henry produces 3 separate harvests. The young leaves in spring are used like spinach. The flowering shoots taste like asparagus. The seeds, though small, are edible like quinoa because this plant is a direct relative of quinoa. 3 harvests. 1 perennial plant. Sow seeds directly in early spring in partial shade. Good King Henry is one of the rare food plants that actually prefers shadier conditions, making it perfect for spots nothing else will grow in. It tolerates poor soil, minimal water once established, and will naturalize happily in most temperate climates. At $6 to $10 per pound for specialty greens at farmers markets, a patch of Good King Henry producing from April through June provides real financial value, plus a genuine sense of growing something most people have never tasted. Bonus, the leaves can be blanched, frozen, and stored for months. Good King Henry holds its flavor and nutrition beautifully through freezing, giving you homegrown greens in the middle of January. Quick question for you, which of these plants have you actually tried growing before? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I genuinely love hearing what's working in your garden. And if you're feeling inspired right now, smash that like button. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need this kind of information. Alright, let's keep going because we're only halfway through and the next plants are where it gets truly crazy. Plant 7. Groundnut, Apios americana. Here's a piece of gardening history most people have completely lost. Groundnut, also called Hopniss, was one of the primary survival foods of indigenous peoples across North America, and the early pilgrims quite literally survived their first winters eating it. Here's what most people don't know. This nitrogen-fixing vine produces edible tubers underground, edible seeds in pods above ground, and edible flowers. It's entirely perennial, spreads reliably each year, and has a caloric density close to potatoes with 3 times the protein. Plant groundnut tubers in moist, slightly acidic soil in partial to full sun. Give them something to climb. A fence, trellis, or other plants work perfectly. They grow 3 to 6 feet of vine in a season and naturalize over time into a productive, expanding colony. Wild harvested groundnut tubers sell at specialty markets for $20 per pound or more. Your homegrown patch just becomes more productive and valuable every single year. Here's my favorite tip. Leave a portion of the tuber cluster in the ground at harvest. The plant regenerates faster and produces a larger, denser cluster the following year, getting more bountiful with every passing season. Plant, Skirret, Sium scissorum. Skirret was grown in the royal gardens of ancient Rome. It fed peasants through European famines. Then it vanished from most gardens, which makes growing it today feel like possessing genuinely secret knowledge. Here's what most people don't know. Skirret produces clusters of sweet parsnip-flavored roots, 8 to 12 thin white roots per plant that can be harvested in fall and stored through winter. The flavor has been described as a cross between parsnip and carrot with a slight sweetness that intensifies after frost. Plant skirret in deep, loose, well-amended soil in full sun to partial shade. Start from seed indoors 6 weeks before last frost, or divide established clumps, spaced 12 inches apart. Each plant multiplies itself. What starts as 1 crown becomes 4 or 5 by fall. Specialty root vegetables at premium grocers sell for $8 to $12 per pound. A dozen skirret plants producing 2 pounds of roots each gives you 24 pounds of food, and the crowns replant themselves for free next year. Bonus, roast skirret roots with olive oil and honey at high heat. The sugars caramelize into something genuinely extraordinary, and you'll never look at grocery store root vegetables the same way again. Most experienced gardeners have never even heard of the final plants on this list. These last few are the true game changers. Plant 9. Ostrich, Matutia struthiopteris. Fiddleheads sell for $18 per pound at specialty grocers and upscale restaurants, and they're one of the most briefly available foods in the entire culinary world. You can only harvest them for about 2 weeks in spring. Unless you grow ostrich fern, and then you can harvest them every year from your own backyard forever. Here's what most people don't know. Ostrich fern is one of the easiest perennials you can possibly grow. It thrives in shade, moist soil, and conditions where most vegetables fail completely. It spreads gradually by runners, slowly colonizing shady, wet corners of your garden that would otherwise grow nothing edible at all. Plant ostrich fern divisions in consistently moist, humus-rich soil and partial to full shade. Water well through the first summer. After establishment, they're essentially maintenance-free. 1 plant becomes a cluster. A cluster becomes a colony. At $18 per pound and 1 to 2 pounds harvestable per established cluster per spring, and with clusters multiplying annually, your fiddlehead patch becomes more valuable every single year. Here's my favorite tip. Harvest fiddleheads only when the coil is still tightly wound and no more than 2 inches tall. Always cook them, never eat raw, and sauté in butter with garlic for a dish that will genuinely impress anyone you serve it